Thanks, guys. So, today's topic is identity management. And specifically my identity and how I'm managing it. You can also think of it as if Stephen Beecham was born in India, how his life would have been. Starts a long time ago. My parents decided to name me, V.R. Jaya and Kumar, and we gave our name as Vijay Kumar to this guy. So I was Vijay Kumar at birth, and as I go along, I'm going to mention a few regions and cultures, and if you're part of it, give some noise, right? So first stop is Bengal. I moved to Bengal as a kid. Bengalis in the audience, please make some noise. As Vijay Kumar went to Bengal, he became Bijoy Kumar. So the first time people used to ask me my name, I used to say it as Bijoy, and it really confused my parents, not to mention me. Our next stop was actually in Delhi. My parents went to Delhi. And as a kid, I was probably around 3 at the time, and we were there for a very short time, but I remember this very clearly. I went out to play, making new friends, not knowing anything about the local dialect or the language. And I was, playing around, and everybody started going to their home. I look up, it was a high-rise building, a lot of apartments. I had no clue which one was mine. So I just looked around, and then a nice Punjabi Sardar came in, and he asked, "Ye galle," and all that stuff. And then he took me to his house, waiting for my parents, and he kept asking me my name. And I kept saying Bijoy, and they kept on looking around for Bijoy's parents, and of course my parents never showed up. 2 hours later, my mom found me in this apartment, and she claims to this day that I was the happiest person alive. 2 hours I've been nothing but eating their food. Punjabis in the house, please make some noise. To this day, I wish I was a Punjabi. I was adopted by that family. I could have easily been a Vijayender and made better. So 6 months, we moved down south. We were now in the French territory of Karaikal. And I was put into school. And French people, any French people in the audience? Thank goodness. So my name, we had to write our name, and phonetically it became Vidgeimar, and then they choose a P at the end. And this was how I started to spell my name as a child, with this very odd spelling. And enough was enough. We moved from there, and finally I came home. We were in Chennai now. And for some odd reason, and my parents are having a lot of fun with me at this point. They put me in this Tamil medium school, and not just a Tamil medium school, but a very hardcore Tamil medium school. And exactly. They told me that, Ja is not a Tamil word, so you cannot use it in your name. And my class teacher, she wrote the name as V. Sai Kumar. First 5 years of my life, I still had no idea what my name was. I would say Bijoy at some point, some say I was this Vijay guy from France, and other times I was just Visai. And, it was just a little confusing. Days moved, and probably to the best place I've lived ever, it was Madurai. Anybody from Madurai here? I was in Madurai. TVS Lakshmi? No, that's asking for too much. All right. So, all the Vijay Kumars in 6th grade ended up in the same class. And now, roll call, Miss Shobana, bless her soul, she used to end it as BV, SV, TV, UV. And the name stuck. For 4 years in that school, in the same class, with the same teacher, I was always BV, and it spread. Even my parents started calling me BV at this point. And high school, we actually moved further south. Tirunelveli, anybody? Who's there? So Tirunelveli, and probably the only time in my life when I was known as Vijay Kumar, nobody knew me as BV or any of those past names. I feel like I'm giving a lot of data for hackers, but it's happening. So I was Vijay Kumar for 2 glorious years. I went to college, and all my mates from Madurai now were in the same college. And first day I was there in line, and they would be like, back to square one. So I was BV throughout engineering school and business school, and then I moved here. And, you know, I didn't hear that, but sounded funny. So, you know, when you come here, your first hurdle is to get a driver's license. And, you know, I actually aced the wheel test, but the inspector was like, you know, I can't fill your name here, because by this time, you know, I need to have a last name. Now, let me tell this to folks who don't know. Tamil Nadu, folks don't have last names. And when I applied for my passport, my dad gave me two choices. You can either take your or my place of birth, or, you know, go with my last name. And before I could say anything, the passport get decided that my dad's full name, Balasubramanian, would be my last name. So I became Vijay Kumar 10 letters and Balasubramanian 15 or 16 other letters. With a space in between to, you know, just for fun. So Vijay Kumar Balasubramanian, and, you know, the alternative was, you know, to take my dad's birthplace, which was Mannargudi. So it was either Mannargudi or Balasubramanian, and I really can't choose between the two. Even today, if you go to, like, you know, any airports, international airport, Singapore or Frankfurt, if you get here in the PA system, Mannargudi, 6 or 7 middle-aged gentlemen will get up. One of them would be my dad. So anyway, I came here, aced the DMV test, and, you know, we were really eager to go and get behind the wheel and drive around. So me and my roommate, we decided to rent a car. Right? It was around 99, 2000. So online booking wasn't available. So we had to call in and then give our driver's license details. And, you know, the army alphabets, it killed us. A for Alpha, B for Bravo, that stuff, right? So I would have to spell my name out here, and I started saying, you know, B for Victor, I for India. J really stumped me, and I would go J, Jangri, Jalebi, all these things. And I couldn't come up with a name for J, and, you know, we had to hang up the phone, and, you know, we took the help of our neighbor's kids' alphabet book. And we made the call again, so I was like, V for Victor, I for India, J. Even now I can see what it is. And I would, you know, finish with Vijay Kumar, and the person at the time, a lot of times they will ask me to start over, and I finish it. My last name, Balasubramanian, right? So, N as in Nancy, M as in Mary, who are all these people? Why are they my name? And, you know, I would really take it took about 15-20 minutes to finish selling my name, and my roommate very patiently waiting for me and say, add me as the other driver. And there we go, yeah, my co-driver, Ram Kumar Chandrasekhar Bharat. Yeah, so we started driving around, getting used to it. I mean, even if you go to Safeway, right, I would buy a packet of chips, you give you a debit card. They have this wonderful system where if they see your name on the receipt and they'll say, thank you, Mr. In my case, it'll be, thank you, Mr. And she'll look up, and I have to explain how we are a patronymical society, and that, you know, it's actually my dad's last name, and the line will be growing behind me, and we'll just get going. Right? So I would come in, at work, it was a little more, you know, a little difficult for me, because, you know, people would call me VJ, that was that form, and then there was a few folks who would call me as VJ blah blah blah, and just below. And one enterprising guy called me Chief Langlay's last name. To, you know, he had his Indians mixed up. So all this happened, and by this time I was getting engaged, and my wife, who was born in Bangalore, brought up in Bombay, and Bombay people. And born to actually Malayali parents. Malayalis in the house. Anyway, so we were going out, and you know, I would introduce her to my friends, and they would say, "Hey, BA!" And it was like she kind of went through it for a while, and then finally she was like, "I thought I was your BB boys." BV in Hindi apparently means wife. And so there was a lot of confusion, and then, you know, I had to kind of explain to her. Back in India, where we are a paraeconomical society, Balasubramanian being my last name, and she was like, oh my God, you had a tough childhood. And so we went around, and Chandra actually speaks multiple languages. So a simple task of finding a parking spot, right? We'll be driving around, she'll find an empty spot, and then she'll say, Aage place irukku. Aage is Hindi, place is English, irukku is Tamil. By the time I process all these things and translate it in my head, I would have passed by, and we have a lot of fun talking to each other. And our kids, plus themselves, they are the worst affected by all this. Anyway, so we come here, and at work I have all these problems, Vijay Kumar, Balasubramanian, VJ, and all those things. So when I joined Kaiser, these are like the most easiest question a person can answer. You know, where are you from, and what is your name? And I always get stuck, and I always blabber something every time, because I just don't know. And the first day somebody asked me, so is there a short way to pronounce your name? And I blurted out BV. I could have said anything and it could have been better, but I said BV, and that's why I have BV still here. And if you join a WebEx call or whatever, and they ask us to introduce ourselves, and somebody would say, if your name is Vijay Kumar Balasubramanian, why do you have it as BV? And I would say, South India is a paraeconomical society, and Balasubramanian is actually my dad's full name. I used it as a last name, but back in 6th grade, we had this roll call, and they would say, we are actually out 30 minutes, so let's meet again next time around. So I'm still dealing with it. So thanks a lot for the opportunity, and I'm here to